Well, hello. I am not your friend, y'all. I am have been off for a long time, and I am glad to be back. Let me tell you, and I got a lot to talk about. Y'all have no idea what I have in store for you, but it's good. It's powerful, and it's the truth. And it's all for you. Now, it's not going to be perfect because I am trying to get everything just right. But as each video comes through, it will be different. Scenes will be different. Like I'm trying. I'm not trying, but I am doing something that other people aren't doing, and that is being a better human over the internet, over video. You watch your little shorts and your Facebook reels and stuff like that. I'm being here for a different reason. And you're going to see that reason. You're going to see why I'm here. I'm, I'm going to I'm going to say a lot of things that's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. I'm going to say a lot of things that people aren't going to like. And it's not that I don't care, but I have to speak the truth, and the truth hurts people's feelings. Plain and simple. You know it. I know it. That's just the way it is. The truth hurts people's feelings. And um, if you can't deal with it, that's not necessarily always the person who speaks the truth's problem. It can be the person who speaks the truth's problem because you do have to be mindful of the words that you use, but it's all about your approach. It's not always what you say, it's how you say it, because you can say something to someone, but you don't have to be mean about it. So, to get things started, I'm going to move the camera. I don't really have the best like setup here, right now. So like I can't really put the camera where I really want it because my microphone is directly in my face. So then you can't see me. So I'm working on that. There's things that I'm working on. But for now, this is what you're gonna get. You might see boogers in my nose. You might see food in my chin. Who knows? But the main key of these videos is that you're gonna get words of empowerment and words of truth. Free speech. It's the cornerstone of democracy, the lifeblood of debate, the shield of tyranny against tyranny. But who set this standard, everybody? How many of you all know? I mean, you history buffs, you guys definitely know who said it. But it was James Madison. And he wrote and that was when he wrote the First Amendment back in 1791. 2025. 1791. And that's when he gave all of us this, that, the ability to tell the truth without consequence. The Supreme Court, when it ruled that speech must be protected, even when it offends, even when it shocks, even when it unsettles the powerful, which right now it unsettles the powerful. You remember the duck lips? People used to get mad when you used to tell them, stop duck lipping. And what are you mad for? You're the one doing it. I mean, it's like, you mad at me for eating medium rare chicken. Nah, bro. Yet here we are, centuries later, living in contradictions. You can curse God's name without consequence. You can indoctrinate children into ideology. You could prescribe puberty blockers and even cut away their bodies. But say the word stripper. That gets blocked. I have even seen the blurring of swimsuits, skirts, dresses, and blouses. Ordinary clothing. Censored. Like it was dangerous. Like a sharp knife. That make no sense. And it doesn't even stop there. It gets worse. You can lie to children safely, legally, but you have to say unalived. What does that even mean? Unalived. Oh man, your mom unalived the other day. Her funeral next week. Huh? Unalived instead of killed. That's what you have to say nowadays. You can't say abortion. You can't say died, dead, or even the word abusive. You can't even say slave or slavery. Words that literally and figuratively, I love saying that word because I can't say it. Words that describe history itself. You can't say those words on the internet anymore without them getting blocked. You can't say guns, shot, shoot, chest, rape, or even incest. Now, mind you, these aren't cuss words. Not a single one of these are cuss words. Like words that when you were a child you weren't supposed to say. Though none of those are words. Those words. They're not slurs. You know, the slurs against like racial slurs or body shaming slurs or anything like that. Gender slurs. Nothing like that. Just regular words in the dictionary uh, that describe reality. That's what those are. Yet online and in videos and in captions, those words are blocked out and erased on a regular basis. So I want you to think about that. Think about these regular words, these normal words that you have been using for dozens and dozens of years. And then all of a sudden, these 20-somethings and these under 40s are getting their feelings hurt by these words because they want to be something that they're not. So now we live in a culture where you can feed children propaganda, but you can't use this plain English or plain language. When I'm saying English, because I'm speaking English, but you can't use plain language to describe pain, loss, or even violence. Like the one thing that the media shows us all day, every day, but yet we can't use the very words that are shoved down our throats every single day. The same words that are in every single movie and every single TV show that we watch. But yet, you say the word on the internet and somebody wants to cancel you. You can indoctrinate, but you can't tell the truth, which is what I'm doing here. And this is just video number 1. You can manipulate, but you can't name the abuse. You can erase history by banning the word slavery. You can erase reality by banning words like guns or rape. That's not protection, y'all. That's distortion. And then what's truly, truly sad is this. In all the political nonsense and all the lies spewed to your children, your very children that you give phones instead of talking to them and nurturing them and playing with them, and all the arguments over abortion and ideology, people forget about one thing, and that's humanity. They forget about the loss of life. They forget about the children who keep shooting one another in schools and on the streets. They forget that behind every censored word is a real story, a real tragedy, and a real human being. That is the cost of censorship. Sounds like we're moving towards a communist reality with all the censorship. To me, if you look at other countries, they do the same thing. They censor words and they censor media. And that's what's happening to us. Our media is being censored. Regular words that are in the Oxford Dictionary are being censored because people are getting their feelings hurt. Now, this cost of censorship doesn't just block words. It blocks awareness. It doesn't just silence speech. It silences truth. And when truth is silenced, humanity is forgotten. That is the real danger. That is the real danger. Not the word stripper. Not a swimsuit or a skirt. Not even the word slavery or guns. But the erasure of reality itself. So tonight, I'm not here to play safe. I'm not here to tiptoe around contradictions. I'm here to expose them, to challenge the boundaries, to remind you that free speech is not a privilege. It is a right. And rights are only real if we use them. Everybody, this is the first of many shows. And tonight we make an impact. Not by whispering. Not by conforming. But by speaking boldly, freely, and unapologetic. Because if they can block a word, they can block an idea. And if they can block an idea, they can block a future. That's why we speak. That's why we fight. That's why we begin right here, right now. I am not your friend. See you next time. Peace.